like in the words of Fred Durst, for the ladies, for the fellas, and for the people that don't give a fuck. These are your 623 picks. No Coast Fantasy Sports. Once again, it's your boy Dave. I'm back. So for 622 Tuesday, I think we had a decent day. We went 3-3 in MLB. The Mets let us down. The White Sox let us down. The Astros were a push. The White Sox are a little banged up right now, but the Pirates are a terrible team. We'll get to that in a minute. The MLB boost of both Chicago teams to win, obviously, did not hit. The Cubs hit. White Sox lost. 8 double boost hit. Devin Booker, Paul George, 30+, that did not hit. They both didn't have nearly dynamic of scoring games. The Suns did come out with a dub. The Habs with plus 1.5. As I alluded, I thought that was a pretty good bet. I thought it was going to be a close game, but the Habs just took them to Pound Town all night. So that was a very interesting one. Euros, we ended up sweeping Euros again. So if you followed those Euro bets from yesterday, you made some solid money. Same thing with tennis. Tennis, we crushed it as well. So the simulator has been on it for tennis and soccer. So we're going to keep abusing the book until they keep correcting these lines and keep wanting to pay us money because, that's how we keep the lights on. So let's get to it for today. I'm going to start off with MLB today. So I got the White Sox first half money line versus the Pirates. I think the White Sox bounce back. The Pirates are a terrible team. Cease has a 3.99 ERA versus DeJong, who has a 4.26. Fairly even matchup. Like the White Sox are a little banged up, like I said. I'm interested to see if this line opens up and actually giving the White Sox plus a half for the first half on the run line. If so, nab that like as fast as you can before they take it down. But it could pop up. I don't think it will. If you're weary of it, you don't want to mess around with it because of what happened today, then just ignore this one and then go with these next 5 because I think they're pretty good. We got the Brewers first half money line. Woodruff, he's got a 1.94 ERA versus Smith. He's got a 3.21. Should be a pretty easy matchup for the Brewers, in my opinion. He'll pull it out. Giants, try to get him plus a half in the run line if it's available. Gossman has a 1.51 ERA versus Ohtani, who has a 2.7. It's a pretty even matchup. I think the run line will be preferred based on how even I think the teams are set up. If not, I'm fine taking the Giants money line. I don't think it'll be too off. It'll probably end up being somewhere around 110 at the opening. Next up, we got the Royals. I like Duffy, 1.94 ERA versus King. He has a 4.08. I think, the Royals can get an early upset right now in the first half before the Yanks adjust. If they do, the Royals can also just go away with it. The Yankees aren't that great this year. I think post All-Star break, they'll put a little bit of a run. But right now, I don't think they're where they need to be. I think they're a little shook right now. The Marlins money line, we got Rogers with a 1.87 ERA versus Ray, 3.5. So I think the Marlins money line is going to be kind of sneaky, but the books obviously won't have it at that. Books will probably have it at like minus 140 for the Marlins, but I think that's fine. And then we got the Athletics. Kaprelian with a 2.84 ERA versus Fulstinowicz with a 5.59 ERA. I probably butchered his name. But I think the A's, easy peasy. The A's will probably open up like minus 200, something like that. But for the matchup, for how confident I am, I think I'm fine laying actually a couple units on that and just making up for the deficit in the line. NBA, so we got game 1 of the Hawks versus the Bucks. I think this series is going to be really interesting. I don't think people are nearly giving the Hawks as much credit as they should be. Trae Young's just being a dynamic scorer. I really love his game. The way he's dishing out the ball, the way he's kind of taking himself up to score. They are a little banged up right now, though. So that's why the Bucks are such heavy favorites in the line. But the Hawks getting +8, I do think that's a lot. At -114, and the Hawks money line's 290. The Bucks did just get off a really tough series versus the Nets. I don't think they're the most healthy team right now either. So that could be something, a bit of a narrative. This could be one too where you just kind of want to stay away, maybe ride some of the lines or the prop bets lines. I'll be tossing those out on Instagram, Twitter tomorrow. So make sure you're following me on the gram at DDurantula. But this could be one where you just want to have a beer, relax, watch it. But like I said, I do like the Hawks +8. I mean, eight's a lot, but I mean, in reality, the Bucks could come out and smoke them and just torch them by 25. So if you want to stay away from the NBA tonight, totally understandable. I just do think we have some good odd lines on the Hawks, and I think people, even though the Hawks just beat the 76ers, I think people are still sleeping on them. So I kind of want to take advantage of this before this sets appropriately. Next up, we got hockey, Lightning money line, -152, and the simulator had it at a 60% win rate. For how bad they destroyed the Islanders last game, I think this is an insulting line. So I'm probably gonna throw another couple units on the Lightning money line. Hope for that to hit. See where it goes. We did pretty good. I thought the Habs +1.5. If you follow me on Instagram, like I said, I posted a video around 5-ish, and I was saying like this Habs 1.5 money line, like it doesn't seem right. I think that's the safest bet over the Vegas like -200. And it hit. The Habs ended up winning. I was skeptical on taking the Habs money line. I kind of wish I did. But either way, +1.5, we hit. It was fair odds. You can't complain. Just chalk it up. We're doing the right thing. Next, we got Euros. We are crushing Euros right now. The projections are on point. The simulator has been killing it. We're keeping it in this rules ratio that we have. I'll be posting a video probably later in the week, towards the weekend, just to give some insight for any new people that are just curious about it. I've had a couple of people reach out to me, ask me, what means what when you're saying run line, money line, like what are the odds differences mean? How do you do your research? How do you decide what to throw down on as far as a bet? I'm just gonna like some bankroll management things. So I'll probably just do kind of like a live of what I do from a process perspective, and then just kind of go from there. Anyway, back to business. We got the Euro. So Sweden versus Poland. Sweden draw no bet. 29% win rate for Sweden with a 37% draw. So altogether with that odds puts you about 68%, or I'm sorry, 66. So yeah, I'm down with that. That follows the hit rate rule, and it should be pretty even. It was projected at 1-1. With it being projected at 1-1, the under 2.5 is projected to hit at a 60% rate. That's a pretty good rate, especially soccer is a pretty trudge the mud kind of sport. So lines like that are very good. Spain money line, 82% hit rate. Got to go with it over 2.5 goals. As Spain projected to win over 2-1. So 60% hit rate on that. Solid, follows the rules. France draw no bet versus Portugal. France has a 44% win rate, but the match is projected to draw at 32%. So it puts you at a 76% to win that bet. Even though the odds are going to be like very heavily minus on that, I like it a lot. If you're not comfortable with how heavy the odds are for this or the Sweden versus Poland draw no bet, then the under is also perfectly fine. But for this match, I like the over 2.5. The simulator had it hitting at a 62% rate. So that fits in line with what we're trying to get at. So if you're curious, like what this, like for France, draw no bet would be. So for soccer, there's a certain prop bet, and basically how it works is if France wins, or if the match is a draw, you win the bet. And then if they lose, you obviously lose. But it's basically like a double chance. Is how to think about it. So either if they win or they draw, you win the bet. So that's why the odds are a little bit lower than or severely lower than if you were just taking, the money line or the goal line, like that. Lastly, we got Germany money line versus Hungary. Germany 84% hit rate to win this matchup, so they should smash them. It's projected to go over 2.5 goals with a 71% hit rate, so that's really high. So if you want to throw down heavily on Germany and then the overs, that is what I'm going to do. Aside from Spain, it has the highest hit rate with the best odds on the slate tomorrow for Euros. Euros do start at 11 a.m., so make sure you're getting those in. Tennis. I'm crushing at tennis. We had a huge sweat today, with Coco Gauff, ending up doubling down on Coco Gauff today in the morning. And, man, sometimes stuff pays off and it's great. So we got Ons Jabeur versus Ostapenko. We just had Ostapenko this morning. She won, but Jabeur is projected to win at a 62% rate. She's in Eastbourne. And then we got Siniakova. She's in the Holmberg tournament, and she's projected to win at a 66% rate. So I like that as well. And then on Thursday, which is at 5 p.m. Central, Anna Kontsevic, I like her to win as well. She was I didn't put that down, but she was projected to win at a 58% rate. So I like those three. If you want to parlay them with having these two and then this to close it out, take an early cash out because she is a heavier favorite. So it should give you favorable odds if you just want that quickie and then to throw down on Kontsevic Thursday once you free up that money again. Or if you don't mind having your money tied up for the day, by all means do what you got to do. Lastly, we got some FanDuel DFS. Zubac today came out of nowhere. Off the top rope, Macho Man Randy Savage, flying elbow drop, cream of the crop. He balled out. He had like 29.6 points from the utility slot. He ended up getting the run that we thought DeMarcus Cousins was going to get. So, we had the right read. We just had the wrong guy. Sometimes that happens. But we still min cashed. Not the end of the world. But like I said, we got the first game of the Hawks and the Bucks. So, same thing like I said. The way single game showdown works for FanDuel, like I was saying yesterday, MVP is 2x, stars 1.5, salaries do not change based on the multiplier. They do stay the same. So you want to maximize your point slots for who's going to be the highest scorer per game. So I'm going to go with Giannis at the 2x or 1.5 or Trae Young. Either one of these, pretty much just how I had Devin Booker and Paul George. That's pretty much my formula, how I do FanDuel showdowns. It pays off for the most part. Pretty much 8 out of 10 times. So, Giannis is 16,500. Trae Young is 15K even. Middleton, I probably have him at the star, the pro, or the utility. 13,500, so that's not a bad price for Middleton, but it's still fairly high. He's the third highest person on the slate. John Collins Pro at 1.2x for utility for 12.5. And that's fine for John Collins. Drew Holiday, I think Drew Holiday should probably be like a bridge in this 1300 range. No one's in this range. But I think he's fine at 12K. Brook Lopez, 1.2 in utility. I think Brook Lopez isn't going to abuse them the same way he abused the Nets. It's a lot more even matchup with Capella and John Collins. At 1.2x for the pro utility at 11.5 for Brook Lopez. Clint Capella, same deal. 11K. I think Clint Capella is going to be going to have a fair matchup. I got him going in the lineup that I got right now. Now, two that we're going to have to watch are Kevin Huerter, never even heard of her, and Bogdan Bogdanovic. Huerter's injured. It's a game time decision. Same thing with Bogdanovic. I'll probably have him at the utilities. Huerter's 10K, Bogdanovic 9.5. Bogdanovic hurt his knee. In the Sixers series, obviously Huerter stepped up and sent Ben Simmons away packing with his trash bags, going back to China. Or rather Australia, because that's probably where he's going to go. So I keep an eye on the news. Like, this slate's a lot more interesting and a lot more news oriented than it was yesterday, or today rather. Today was very predetermined. You already knew who was going to be out. You already had a pretty good idea of the rotations. So you just kind of had to go off the feel of it. I do think Gallinari is going to be a very, very highly owned and very important pick, because even if Huerter and Bogdanovic are going to play, they're not going to get full run. So Gallinari is going to step up at 9.5. I think that's a very good mid-price play at the 1.2 utility spot, most likely taking that first utility spot. I have Giannis, Trey, Capella, Gallo, Lou Williams. It is what it is. And I think that's going to be fine. PJ Tucker, 8.5. I would have him at the utility spot only. He pretty much rounds out the mid-range. Lou Williams, low price value, 8K. Pat Connaughton, good value pick at 7,500. And then this one, I'd be wary of it. Bryn Forbes, he may not even see the court. Connaughton might get all that time, but they might need Bryn Forbes to actually shoot. So that's something to keep an eye on, because if they do have Bryn Forbes up there doing that thing, do have Bryn Forbes out there, that could be a very good sneaky value at 6,500. So that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. And then, like I said, make sure you're subscribing to Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. I'm posting these every day. So just keep a lookout. They're going to be coming out early morning. Once again, thanks. It means a lot. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.